Toronto is one of the most multicultural cities in the world, and I've always found that, just like food, coffee is such an expression of local culture and tradition. So today, I'm teaming up with longtime friend and fellow travel blogger, Kimberly Erin,
aka Walkabout Travel,
to explore 5 distinct cafes here in Toronto who are celebrating this cultural connection with coffee by bringing traditional recipes from around the world as well as unique coffee drinks with a modern twist.
Alright, you ready to get caffeinated?
Let's go check out Fika Cafe here in Kensington Market.
In Sweden, Fika is essentially a term for a coffee break, and the Swedes will take any opportunity to use it.
And not only that, it's a bit of a play on words too, because if you take Fika and switch it around, it's actually Kaffe, which is the Swedish term for coffee. And so today, we're actually taking the opportunity to enjoy 2 of Fika's special summer drinks, which are...
So this is the Fika iced coffee and espresso lemonade. Enjoy.
Wow, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Yadi. Let's try these drinks.
Alright, let's try it. Cheers.
So this lemonade is made from freshly squeezed lemons, as you might expect, elderflower and rose water. They pre-make this mix, pour it over ice, and then they're using the Anasora from Pilot, an Ethiopian espresso. And this
is the Fika iced coffee. It's made of cardamom bitters, oat milk, simple syrup, and the same espresso used in that. Shaken, not stirred.
cardamom is very prevalent in Scandinavian culture. They like to mix it in their pastries as well as some of their drinks. Middle Eastern countries as well, Turkey, Morocco, they love to put cardamom in their coffee. So it creates a really nice flavor combination.
I love cardamom in my coffee.
And really refreshing in the summertime.
You want to switch?
Yeah, let's switch.
Let's switch. Let's see.
Not only that, we have some mints in here too, to add some nice summer freshness.
This is super fresh.
So Kim, let's finish this up and head on to the next spot.
So here we are on Bloor Street at Russell & Still, the very first cafe in Toronto to serve Vietnamese style specialty coffee.
That's right, and Tree back here has been telling me that only 5% of the coffee exported out of Vietnam is actually Arabica. So he's been partnering with an NGO called Philanthropy, which is working with coffee producers in Southeast Asia to give them opportunities to produce specialty coffee and to bring in Vietnamese Arabica coffee. And then they're partnering with Hatch coffee roasters as well, also from Toronto, to roast the coffee to their profile. What we're sipping here is a V60 of the Vietnamese filter roast. But what we have here is a little bit of a twist on the Vietnamese condensed milk iced coffee. So essentially what it is, here, hold this.
You have my job.
I have your drink, this is hers. Because it's a little bit sweeter. Vietnam is actually much more well known for its Robusta. So that's what makes this cafe and what makes this coffee very unique. And so you just mix up the condensed milk, pour it over the ice. Such a nice vessel. Here, give this a go.
And give it to the right owner.
Tell us what you think.
That's delicious.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is my style.
Okay, here.
Oh, that's tasty.
Let's compare
That's super
espresso
smooth.
with... Wow.
It's super smooth.
Yeah, it's still, you know, what you might expect in Vietnam, but with their own twist to it.
I love coffee. Cheers.
Yes, coffee cheers.
So I've been travel blogging on Walkabout Travel for a couple of years now, and that puts me in Central and South America quite a lot. So I spend a lot of time on coffee farms and in roasteries, and so I thought it'd be a really cool thing to come to my hometown and give a tour of some of the really cool cafes around. And I thought, why not with this coffee expert, Brody, who knows way more than I do.
Some say expert.
Some say expert.
Some say nerd.
For me, an expert, who I've known since I've been like in high school. So It's a cool collaboration for us.
One other thing that we want to share with you that is very Vietnamese, and Tree also made us a very special treat, and I'll let him explain a little bit more about that.
And then it's a leaf extract we use in Vietnamese cooking and dessert, and it's really good with any sort of cold drinks. And here we have the ice lemon latte with soy milk, and pandan and soy is like always the perfect combinations.
Here, try it out. It tastes like what Fruit Loops that have been soaking in milk, but added like a little bit of like matcha.
Yes, that's actually
That's
true.
essentially what this is. You have to come and try this.
This is the green Fruit Loop.
We support the No Straw initiative. Yeah, why not? It's so easy. Just put in dishwashers and reducing less waste.
So here we are at Hailed Coffee in the East End of Toronto, tasting some Arabic coffee, which is going to be a mix of golden roasted Ethiopian beans and the spices cardamom and saffron.
Normally they brew it in this dala, they call it, in typical Arabic coffee fashion. But the strategy here at Hailed is using basically a milk pitcher and the steam wand, steam it all together, and it takes a lot quicker. Let's try this coffee. Cheers.
Cheers.
Wow, you can definitely taste the spices in there, and if you can see here, it's a very light color.
It looks like a tea.
It actually tastes like a tea. It's like a chai a little bit.
It does taste like a tea.
It is traditionally served with a side of dates. So the ajwa is the most popular, known for being the Prophet Muhammad's favorite. It is a black licorice, soft, sweeter date. Then we have the sukari, which is more of a soft caramel, also very sweet. We have the amber and then also the mabroom. The mabroom has more of a buckwheat honey, and they're both more on the drier, softer side. Turkish coffee has been being made for over hundreds of years. It's used to bring families together and to celebrate, so enjoy.
And as Jessica described, apparently they're the only ones in Canada sourcing these dates straight from Saudi Arabia, and they each have their own unique flavor. So why don't you take this one? I'm not even sure which one this is anymore, but pair excellently with this coffee. So take a bite. Wow. Dates are probably one of my favorite foods. Here, try this one. Wow, this one's a lot chewier. This one's a little bit more like crispy and dry. Do you have any left? Here we do.
Typical.
Just have to really tilt it. So, with that being said, we're gonna finish these coffees, and the next spot, Arvo, is fairly close by, so we're actually gonna just walk down there. So we will see you there.
So here we are at the historic distillery district of Toronto, and we're heading over to Arvo Coffee.
The hopped cold brew. What that means is we take our nitro cold brew, dry hop it with citra hops, mix it super floral, effervescent. It's kind of like those notes you love of your favorite IPAs. Did that with coffee, no alcohol, just extra delicious. Hopped cold brew.
So here we are at Arvo Coffee here in the distillery district, trying a wonderful nitro cold brew. Here, try this. But what's unique and distinct about this cold brew is it's actually infused with hops. So citra hops, straight from California. They've developed this recipe that pairs really nicely with the citrus notes in the coffee. So
And you can definitely taste the citrus notes in the coffee. It's
that's really nice.
It's also super smooth. Super smooth.
It is very smooth. There's a nice texture to it. This is actually a Costa Rican coffee roasted by Phil and Sebastian out of Calgary.
Perfect for people like me who don't drink and who can experience their own type of hoppy brew.
Relating to where we just were at Hailed Coffee with the dates, they've got another one called
The Hot Date Coffee.
which is really cool. It actually doesn't have any coffee in it, but it has, it's like, I don't know how they do it. They steam dates with some ginger and some other spices, so definitely want to try that next time. But we've had a lot of coffees today, which is why we are sharing this one.
Getting a little wired.
But we're gonna visit one more cafe, so join us there on Queen West. We're gonna check out Antica Cafe. So this is the Armenian coffee that we do here at Antica. We partnered with a company called Henry's House of Coffee, based in San Francisco. They're an Armenian family that's been doing this for 60 years, father and son. And they made an exclusive blend for us. And we're the only ones that carry their coffee in all of Canada. So if you want to try it, there's only one place to come. These cups are also made in Armenia by women in various villages, and all the money that we spent on the cups goes straight to the woman that made them.
Here we are, last stop of the day. We are at Queen West at an Armenian cafe called Antica.
And seeing as this is probably our like gazillionth coffee of the day, I've decided to grab myself a turmeric latte. It actually has ginger, turmeric, and cinnamon, as well as almond milk. So
Cheers.
cheers to that.
Meanwhile, I'm still drinking coffee because I'm a champ.
But you know I'm gonna drink some of that too. So yeah, what's unique about Antica, it is Armenian. Raz did describe a little bit about the process of how he makes the coffee, where it comes from, where the ceramic comes from, which is really cool as well. But what's interesting is like how he's brought his passion for music and just trying to create a real ambience here in the Queen West community, in Toronto in general, with playing good music. It's also a record store.
Open late.
Open late, so you can drink great.
Drink great, even late.
But what's cool is like he's brought also his roots in Armenian culture to the coffee community, as well as serving specialty coffee on espresso and filter, traditional culture and modern culture, which I think is so awesome. So let's try this coffee. What do you think about it? Then you gotta try this.
Actually, I think it's really smooth. Not bitter at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's really, really nice.
Yeah.
So this style of like putting it over sand and letting it essentially heat up in the vessel. In Turkey they call it jezva, in Greece they call it the ibrik. Here it's, I'm not sure actually what he calls it, but surj is the word for coffee in Armenian.
Learned that today.
That's something
the
that we
sand
learned.
thing is really cool because it's supposed to mimic the sand of the desert where they put it. So that's really unique.
Yeah. It just ties in a lot of the cultural elements, which is really cool.
It's been a long day, but I've learned so much about coffee and different processes to making coffee, different cultural significances of coffee, foods to go with coffee, so it's been a really big learning day for me. That's
the whole point behind the Nomad Barista, is like discovering how different places around the world are approaching coffee culture.
Toronto is also super multicultural. Kind of one of the things that Toronto represents is a cultural mosaic of many different cultures in one spot, so it's a really good, cool thing that we've been able to show you.
So if you want to read more about culture and travel, go check out Kim's blog, because she's been doing a lot of writing and photography in very remote parts of the world, specifically in Central and South America.
www.walkaboot.ca.
And I'll leave that in the description.
And also subscribe to your YouTube. Yeah, you could subscribe, that'd be great.
Until then, what do we say in Armenian?
I don't know.
Ganats.
Ganats. Ganats. Oh, that's nice.
Is that your first one?
Yeah.